the Coffin Grove. The forest was only 30 years old, a grid of uniform trunks planted by drones and fertilized with precision mist. The company called it the future of lumber. We called it the Coffin Grove. Every tree was bioengineered to excrete a chemical whenever its fibers were damaged. Supposedly, it deterred insects and animals. In practice, it meant any human within 50 meters needed a respirator or risked lungs filling with foam. That morning, our crew arrived in a convoy of crawler trucks and harvesters. We suited up, smart filters humming, visors fogging slightly. The gear was heavy, but we'd accepted it. Hazard pay was decent. Nobody outside the company wanted this job. When the first saw bit into the bark, resin sprayed like arterial blood. The haze drifted low, curling between our boots. We kept our masks sealed and our robotic blades steady. It was just another day of cutting trees that fought back. The foreman barked, no breaks without gear, no leaks, no exceptions. By midday, the wind shifted. We could see the town beyond the ridge, like a rockwell. Normally, it was background, a reminder of our lives when the day was done. But today, faint sirens carried on the breeze. Someone shouted, high-pitched and panicked. Then another. Probably a fire, Anna said, her visor reflecting the haze. We went back to work. Quotas didn't care about distant screams, but as the afternoon wore on, the signs multiplied. Smoke plumes rose above the skyline, black and sudden. The sirens became constant, then scattered, then not at all. The silence was worse. When the horn signaled day's end, we loaded the crawlers and rolled downhill toward town. A part of me wanted to drive straight past it and head home. But curiosity or guilt pushed us closer. The first body lay on the sidewalk outside a cafe. A dozen more sat slumped inside, as if mid-conversation. Their lips and nostrils were crusted with a brown froth I knew too well. The resin, Anna whispered through her mask. We moved deeper. Cars had crashed at intersections. A tram sat stalled. Passengers collapsed in rows. Everywhere was the cinnamon-sweet tang of the trees, thick enough to sting even through our filters. I gagged and pressed my mask tighter. We staggered to the square and found the fountain clogged with bodies, the water running amber. The city hadn't burned. It had suffocated. That's when the convoy arrived. Sleek, matte black trucks. Drones buzzing like hornets overhead. Hazard teams in sealed white suits fanned out with machine precision, tagging corpses, erecting fences, spraying neutralizing foam. We ran toward them, shouting for help. The man who stepped from the lead truck wasn't dressed like the others. His suit was sharp, dark, and gleamed beneath a transparent respirator dome that looked nothing like our bulky gear. A corpo, his voice carried through hidden speakers. "Containment perimeter established," he said calmly into his communicator. "Casualty density exceeds projections by 30%. Dispersion radius triple what simulations predicted." He smiled faintly as he watched the drone scan a street littered with bodies. "Gentlemen, we've just proven feasibility. A passive perimeter defense that requires no ammunition, no soldiers, just trees. But plant them along a border, wait 30 years, and at the flip of a trigger, you sterilize a city." My stomach turned cold. Anna screamed at him, demanded to know what he meant. The corpo didn't look at us. He just raised a hand, and one of the hazard teams surrounded our crew. He adjusted his cufflinks. "Harvest successful. Secondary trial begins tomorrow. Ensure the workers are debriefed and secured." We hadn't been harvesting lumber. We had pulled a trigger. Thanks for listening to this Quickfire story. Today's seed comment came from Fatecoder, who wrote, "The forest was relatively new. having only been planted 30 years ago, and it was time for harvesting. As the harvest started, people started dying in the nearby city. That's the challenge of Quickfire. I take your seed comment, and in under 3 hours, I turn it into a finished story, usually aiming for 500 words, though sometimes, like today, the story pushes past that limit. If you enjoyed this one, drop your own seed comment below. Your idea might be the next story I bring to life. Make sure you're following me here on YouTube and also over on Substack. On Substack, you'll get the written version of this story, plus extra content I don't share anywhere else. And if you'd like more, my Dark Anthology, Volume 1 is out now on Amazon and Kindle. 11 dark tales of horror and sci-fi waiting for you. Thanks again for listening, and keep those seeds coming. Karl Otto's Dark Anthology, where your nightmares breathe.